shirts at home. Their final home game of the 1986 season. Kick hangs and goes to Blair Thomas around the goal line. And Thomas finds a crack, gets out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And the Fighting Irish will open in the backfield defensively as they look at this alignment from Penn State, and D.J. Dozier is out there. Dozier is out there. So he's going to start with that sore knee. He started slowly in the pregame warm-ups, but as the adrenaline took over, body heat, he felt he could go play, but he is not the deep man. He moves up into a flanker spot on the first offensive set. Steve Smith, the fullback, carries the ball. A big man across the 30 to the 32. Smith, 230 pounds, and brought down by Wally Klein. The offensive front, Clayton, 265, Wisniewski, 245, Radisic, 260, Morgan, 270, Conlon, 280, and Brian Seiberling, 6'7", 255. The defensive secondary, I think, for the Fighting Irish will be fun to watch. So when you get your wide picture, kind of keep an eye on what they're doing back there in this first offensive possession. They might tip you off as to what Notre Dame plans to do. Right now, the Irish show them a six-man front. And the ball goes to Dozier, and Dozier is cut down. Slicing in is Ron Weissenhofer, making the tackle from his inside linebacker position. Now, there's the defensive alignment for Notre Dame. You see the basic set there shows you a four-man front. Sometimes you'll see three today, and sometimes you may see eight. And the guy in the middle among those linebackers for the Irish is steady Mike Kovalevsky, a senior out of Newcastle, Indiana. Inside backers probably are going to have a busy day. Here's Schaefer, back to throw for Penn State. Swings it out for Dozier, bobbles the ball, and Kit reel it in, and it is incomplete. Ball is hard and slick on a cold day like this.
D.J. Dozier, the leading receiver, as well as the leading runner on this ball club for Penn State, was open in the flat. I don't know if this is a lack of concentration because of the injury or not, but he took his eye off the ball and just couldn't get it back. He was wide open. It should have been a Penn State first down. Instead, the Nittany Lions now have to punt it away.
John Bruno is in the punt, averaging just under 42 per punt. Gets some pressure, but gets it away, and not a particularly good kick. Fielded by Troy Wilson. And Wilson trying to split the coverage by Penn State. Does get it back about 6 yards on a 35-yard punt. And the Irish now putting some pressure on the punter.
Good outside pressure, too. They weren't blocked well. Instead, they were blocked toward the punter, and they almost got it. Case in point now, in 5 of the first 6 games this year, Penn State scored on its first possession. In the last 3 weeks, the Lions have missed quite a few scoring opportunities, have not been able to mount any offense early. Consequently, they have not played well.
Good field position for the opening snap from the 38-yard line. Berline, the quarterback. Anthony Johnson is your tailback out of the eye, and Tom Monahan, a senior, opens at fullback for Notre Dame. And it goes to the freshman from South Bend, Anthony Johnson. Big, strong player, and he slashes in there for 5 yards. There's your offensive set for the Irish. Johnson getting the call. Brown, of course, is a man of many talents. He likes the flanker spot more than any other because that gives him more things to do. But he can play up to 4 different positions for you. Number 81. Milt Jackson is the split end. He goes wide with Tim Brown as Brown goes into his flanker position. And here's Berline on a rollout. Gets the ball away to Brown, pulls it in, and it's a first down for Notre Dame at the Penn State 46.
I thought it was interesting. Yesterday we were talking about the cold weather, how hard the football will be. He said, not if you wear gloves. Gloves are the key for me. Boy, this is a player right here. He not only plays with his feet, but he plays with his eyes. He's got a good sense for the zone defense that time. He got in the hook area, waited, caught the football, and turned it up. First down, Notre Dame.
The Penn State 46. The Lions now show a 5-man front, and anticipating number 67 nose tackle Mike Russo is caught encroaching. Let's join Al Trotwig.
Keith, you know, Lou Holtz is one of the most popular men on the lecture circuit tour. What does a man like that say to his team before a game like this? Well, matter-of-factly, Lou Holtz, I'm told his team that this is a day when some very important bold decisions will be made. So they're thinking about that. He also said that if it weren't for a few bad breaks, this would be a top 10 game all the way, but of course it's not. He told his team that this is their house and that from now on and for the rest of this season, no team will leave here with heads high. And this being their last home game, he meant Penn State. Back to you.
And it's first down and 5 after the encroachment call against Penn State or offside. Ball is handed inside, carrying is Monahan, the senior from Arcola, Illinois. And he's got another Irish first down as he reaches the Penn State 35. The Irish up front, Reeder 245, Freeman 265, Lanza 255, Heffron 265, Sproul 265, and Joel Williams 6'4 and 235 at tight end.
Well, they followed Sproul and Heffron right up that right side that time, too. And the Notre Dame offensive line just fired off the line of scrimmage and that time controlled it.
Mark Green is now in at the tailback position for the Irish, replacing Johnson. And Berline drops on first down to pass, getting some pressure, and gets it away down the sideline. The pass is incomplete. And Berline goes flying into the crowd, but he comes out of it all right, getting pressure from Tim Johnson and Bob White.
Berline has stopped trying to make the big play, trying to force things. Look at this. Tim Brown is wide open. He got by the first level. It's a three-tier passing game, and once he came by the first level, the first defensive player on that side, he was open for a good 5 seconds before the safety could come over and cover the deep outside third. Berline just couldn't get the ball to it.
Marcus Henderson is not the man Penn State wants covering Tim Brown, but the hero back had to come over and pick him up that time. Brown is out right now, and Reggie Ward is in. Ward is number 83. It is second down and 10, and they're still throwing. Berline's pass thrown underneath. The pass is completed to Mark Green out of the backfield, and Green's got a first down as he gets to the Penn State 24. Mark Green originally was intended as a wide receiver here at Notre Dame, so he's very good in that short zone.
Well, I'll tell you something about Mark Green, too. As you watch Berline drop, he looks to the right side. Now he looks back off the first receiver and sees Green coming across the middle. But Green does something very important here. He stops, and instead of continuing the way his momentum was carrying him, he went back the other way and fought his way across the 25 to the 24 for the first down.
And Tim Brown comes back in as the Irish go double wide, top of the picture. Go back to the ground here. Give the ball to Green. Green has hit at the line of scrimmage, but he'll carry it down to about the 21. Eddie Johnson brought him down. Johnson and White, the two tackles for Penn State. Very important, I think, that they are able today to get some defensive pressure. They played a magnificent ball game at Alabama. And particular, I think, in that game was Tim Johnson. He was rested last week, sore leg, and he's sound today.
Keith, last week it was Bob White who played a magnificent football game against Maryland. He was in Dan Heading's face the entire afternoon.
Second down, 7. Berline back. Good protection. Nobody to throw to. Ball squirts loose. Penn State covers it. Penn State's Pete Giptopoulos is on the loose football as Berline was late making his move away from the pressure of White and Don Graham. And somebody nipped it just enough. He had it in one hand, and on a cold day, it's hard to hold on to it with one hand.
But it's a scoring opportunity squandered by Notre Dame. We talked about turnovers. They can't afford any. He looks down the middle. Now, he didn't try to force it, had a receiver and should have gone, but the ball pops loose there. You can see him stripped to the ball. Now it's loose, and Penn State gets it back. So the turnovers that we talked about prior to the game have come into play early for Notre Dame.
Penn State gets the turnover, first down at their own 22, and they come out with B.J. Dozier, Steve Smith lined up behind John Schaefer. Eric Hamilton is your flanker. He goes in motion. And they give it to Dozier. And he tries to bounce outside, and he got tangled up. The man that made that play was Dave Butler, number 37. He locked onto the fullback as Smith was trying to root him out of there, and he wouldn't move on it, and so Dozier never got any momentum.
D.J. Dozier coming off a season-high day of 111 yards last week against Maryland, has that injured knee. It's the left knee. You can see the left knee gets tangled there on his own blocker. He can't get over the top, and he stumbles.
Keeping his hands warm. Seiberlich, number 81, the tight end, shifts to the other side. Loss of a yard and a half. Call it 2, make it second down, and close to 12. Schaefer looking to throw down the sideline. Fly pattern, pass is caught. No. Yes. Yes, it is good. Roundtree makes a great catch. The Notre Dame man, Marv Spence, covered him just about as well as you could cover him, but he just simply outfought him for the ball.
He also out-sprinted him. This is nothing fancy. It's a fly pattern. He's just going straight down. You see Spence has inside position now. Actually, a little push coming from the backside by Roundtree, but Roundtree makes the catch. It's up to the 45. First time in Notre Dame territory this afternoon on the fly pattern.
Now watch the Irish defense. 4, 5, 6 people up there. Inside goes to Smith, and Smith will have a couple of yards on the offensive line surge as Robert Banks, number 57, stacks the play for the Irish.
Boy, Banks, the down defensive tackle, used to be an outside linebacker, went to a down position this year for Lou Holtz because they didn't have enough linemen. That time he penetrated nicely. Just followed the football right down the line of scrimmage and made the tackle.
These two fullbacks for Penn State, they don't get a lot of publicity, but I tell you, there are two people that can move it around, Smith and Manoa. Schaefer back to throw on 2nd and 8, goes down the middle to his tight end Seiberling, who's been catching a lot of balls in the last couple of games. And Seiberling pulls that one in at the 35, and he's just short of a first down.
Brian Seiberling is 6'7", 253 pounds. He's a senior, and he's become a major part of the Penn State offense, not only as a blocker, but with the football. He now has 19 catches on the season, second best in the club. He's had 9 catches in the last 2 games.
Roscoe is in there at tight end right now, so they go to a double tight end alignment on 3rd and about a yard. And give the ball to Dozier, and Dozier will have the first down, and he made the cut that time on the sore knee. So he turned it back inside with power, and it looks like he's right. He's all right.
DJ Dozier, 4-year starter at Penn State. That's rare. He's headed toward his 4th straight season of leading Penn State in rushing. That's a first at Happy Valley. There's the cut Keith talked about. Inside, the outside defensive halfback, and picks up another 4 yards after the initial hit.
And it's first down Penn State at the Irish 31. Schaefer to Dozier, sweep it left. Not a big hole, but enough for a man of the talent of Dozier, and he turns that one into about an 8-yard pickup before Steve Lawrence can get him.
Steve Lawrence also in on the play.
Dozier's hurt.
Dozier is the player shaken out for Penn State.
So to hold your breath here.
Well, he got to the outside. Containment broke down for Notre Dame, and watch the block he picks up outside by Eric Hamilton, number 30. See it right there? And then he cuts back inside. A little stutter step there on the knee, and then he goes down, and he hasn't gotten back up yet.
It does not appear, though, that they're not working with a knee. They've got the smelling salts out there. He might have just come down on top of the ball onto the pile and had the wind knocked out of him. There he goes down.
It was helmet to helmet, Keith. Steve Lawrence, 23, put his helmet right on top of
$1,000 Tournament of Champions.
The excitement builds as the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions continues all next week at 7, only on
30-17 over Wisconsin. Michigan in trouble. 4 minutes to go in Ann Arbor. Minnesota leading 17-10, trying to win the game for the Little Brown Jug. First time since 1962. Keith?
Wow. That Little Brown Jug will get filled if Minnesota pulls off that one. 7:51 to go in the first quarter. No score. Notre Dame turned it over in scoring territory. David Clark is now in at the halfback position for Penn State, replacing Dozier, who had left the game after being shaken up. On 2nd down and 3, it is Clark carrying the ball. A workman like Smith carrying the ball. Clark is 210 pounds, so he's about the same size as Dozier, lacking a little bit in foot speed. But this time they go to their fullback, and the fullback gets the first down, Steve Smith.
Smith has fine speed, excellent strength. He's a very versatile fullback. He's called on to make key blocks, key runs, make catches out of the backfield. He's been an all-everything for Penn State as Dozier comes back.
Dozier back in at the tailback position now on first down for Penn State, just inside the Irish 20. And Dozier takes it to the right side, breaks it, powers to the 5, and that'll be a first down for Penn State. They're going to mark him just short of the 5, but it's 1st and goal for the Lions.
Watch the ferocity now of Penn State. State as they get down close here, because this is something that Nittany Lions have not done in the last couple of weeks. They have not been able to score inside the 25-yard line. So Penn State and Paterno have worked overtime in trying to get these guys mentally geared, trying to get them to fire off the ball and have a little extra effort down deep in the opponent's territory.
They got 4 cracks at it from the 6. It goes to Smith. And Steve gets half of it to the 3. Cedric Figueroa and Mike Kovalevsky, linebackers, bring him down for Notre Dame. Here's your difference. The Irish were moving the ball in the opening possession for them, down where they could think scoring of some kind, field goal or touchdown. Turn it over. Penn State takes the ball, and here they come. Plunkety-plunk, bang, bang, right down the field.
Typical Penn State formula. One of the best in the country at taking the ball away. They're plus 16 in the takeaway giveaway category.
Power alignment now as Manoa checks into the backfield at fullback. Smith stays in for blocking. Give it to Dozier, and DJ gets to about the 2, and there he stops. Mike Griffin, the nose tackle, and Kovalevsky, the linebacker, numbers 94 and 49, did the job for the Irish.
Boy, don't forget about 48 either. Cedric Figueroa. He was there in a hurry like a shot and put his hat right on him. It's that old tackle. Tuck the tail, sky the eyes, use the legs for power, and once you make contact, don't let him have another inch.
3rd and goal, just inside the 2. Left knee.
Notre Dame in a goal line defense has to try to penetrate, make the linebackers fill, but there's nobody in that hole. You see him get powered out of there. Kovalevsky, 49, gets pushed back, and Smith, through the load himself at 232 pounds, just pushes it in. I saw him playing high school at DeMatha High School in Hyattsville, Maryland, Keith. He was dominant then, an all-American type player.
Working on the leg. The heart. 5 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. And the undefeated Nittany Lions break on top.
Drive, Gerald White's touchdown run has tied the football game as Bo Schembechler elected to kick for the tie rather than to go for 2. Michigan and Minnesota tied up at 17 apiece. And, of course, I was wrong, Keith. Minnesota won that game up in Minneapolis in '77. Back to you.
Still, they haven't won it too many times, Jimmy, and it'd be a huge win for them. But again, I think to go 75 yards, there's that senior leadership under Harbaugh showing up again. That's the kind of leadership this Penn State football team has, too. But I would suggest to you right now that this next possession is terribly important for Notre Dame. The element of confidence is built right into this one. Literally could be a 14-point swing off that turnover as the Irish were turned away and Penn State took it right down the field from the 22-yard line. Tim Brown, number 81, is the deep man for Massimo Monca's kickoff. Nailed it. Not much wind today. Not enough to fuss over. It takes it at the 3-yard line. Pops it up the middle. Penalty flag. Penalty flag back where the last block was thrown. I think they're going to lose this one. It's 97 yards by Tim Brown, but I think you've got a foul back up around the 21-yard line. Could be against Penn State, but let's wait and see. Flipping Notre Dame. Well, Timmy Brown has done his part.
Here's the wall now. Watch Timmy Brown coming for the right of your screen will just explode. Oh, I tell you, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I saw Tom Galloway, 54. Watch 54 in the dark blue now. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
It's a push.
Right. Yep.
It's a half-hearted push, though.
But it's a push in the back.
Well, Kurt Bernier is 41 for Penn State, and he just got shoved from behind. Left to your screen, see 41, half-hearted push. I think he was just lunging to try to make the tackle. I don't think the push made him go down. Oh, my, that's a break for Penn State.
So it's a 20-yard penalty, and it cost them 7 points. A second major mistake of the ball game. The Irish go from the 11, first down. And they run it up the middle with Tom Monahan. Monahan, a steady, workmanlike fellow in the backfield. Good, solid athlete. Will not turn it over very often. He will protect the football. It'll be second down, and it's still about 8 for the Irish, out near their 13. Baylor winning again today, may be the best team in the country with 3 losses. Second down. Burline throws a dangerous pass.
It should be pass interference. It is.
It is. Milt Jackson, the intended receiver. Duffy Cobb's covering. Duffy got there a little soon.
Boy, you're right about that. The contact. Here comes the ball. Now, the ball was going to be a little bit high. But here comes Cotton. Now, watch the contact before the ball gets there. Boom, right here. See it. Now the ball comes by. There was no question about that.
The referee is James Garvey.
Duffy Cobbs, of course, very quick defensive secondary man, leads the team in interceptions with 4.
15-yard pass interference against the defense and an automatic first down.
The first mistake of the day by Penn State moves the football to the 28-yard line of Notre Dame. First down for the Irish as Mark Green and Tom Monahan are in the backfield now. Burline rolling out to get away from the pressure, throws for Brown, and it is incomplete. He might have chosen the wrong man. Milt Jackson might have been the better choice because Jackson was on a fly down the sideline.
Well, he threw into coverage. It was a zone coverage. They got back there, but he went to where all the pressure was. He rolled to that side. Obviously, the coverage is going to roll to that side with him in a zone, and that's where the hero back was, Marcus Henderson, number 3, to double cover in the area, and he tried to force it in there to Tim Brown.
Braxton Banks makes his first appearance in the ball game, the freshman fullback from Hayward, California. Mark Green comes out to a wide receiver spot, leaving Banks the lone back on second down and 10. Give it to Banks. Banks out to the 33. That's a pickup of 5. Let's pause 5 seconds now so our stations can tell you who they are along the way.
WPVI-TV Philadelphia, serving New Jersey and Delaware.
Notre Dame in their first possession today, driving, got down to the 22-yard line, fumbled the ball away. Penn State took it and drove it right down the field to lead 7-0. Notre Dame had a 97-yard kick return for a touchdown by Timmy Brown, wiped out because of a clipping penalty. Right now the Irish are looking at 3rd down and 5 from their 33. The receiver got hung up a little bit. Now the tight end is available. Throw to it. No, it is Brown. Jim Brown coming across. Brown got hung up over there in coverage, but he pulls in the pass, and it is complete for a first down as Minnesota upsets number 2 Michigan at Ann Arbor.
And that upset, Keith, that upset right there on your screen almost upset that play for Notre Dame because it was announced here in the stadium that Minnesota had beaten Michigan. The crowd exploded and almost forced Notre Dame off sides. They couldn't hear the cadence.
We'll detail the upset for you in just a moment. First down for the Irish at their 43-yard line. Green and Banks in the backfield. Penn State showing a 6-man front. Give the ball to Mark Green out to the 46, and now let's go to Jim Lampley.
All right, Keith, you gave the score. Perfectly executed game-closing drive by the Gophers. Ricky Foggy led them down the field. With 3 seconds on the clock, they lined up, and as time expired, Chip Lowmiller kicked a 30-yard field goal, which has beaten Michigan 20-17. Still, next week's game between Michigan and Ohio State is the battle for the Rose Bowl berth because the head-to-head result is the tiebreaker in the Big Ten. Yours, Keith.
Second down and 7 for the Irish from the 46. Burline gets it off quickly to the sidelines. The pass intended for Reggie Ward, and it was thrown behind it. Well, the loss by Michigan today just eliminated the Rose Bowl hopes of having a national championship game.
Keith Berline rushed that pass, and Lou Holtz almost came off the sideline, and he went out and with his hands motioned, slow down, take your time. There was no need to rush that pass. It's a three-step drop, just turn and throw it. The man was in the flat, he was open. Lou Holtz just wants Berline to relax a little bit.
Right now, Steve is looking at 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. Good protection. Down the middle, past the Brown. Brown's going to have the first down at the Penn State 45-yard line. He caught that ball in front of Don Graham.
Boy, Berline, two most improved areas of reading defenses and finding the second and third receiver. He looked off 2 receivers, followed Brown back into the middle, and you can see him clear the zone here and come open just for that split second before the linebacker can come back from his hook area and make the tackle. Did you see it? That time, Don Graham, 53, he had already gone back to the hook zone, then had to readjust and come up and make the tackle on Brown.
He also got a liberal mark on it, too. First down at the 45. Little delay, give it to Braxton Banks, and Banks is hit by Mike Russo. And the 260-pound nose tackle brings him down. They'll give him 1 yard to the 44. They've had some great nose tackles over the years at Penn State. One of my favorite, I guess, going back through the years would be Pete Kugler. He could stack them up.
I don't have a whole lot of favorites up there. I was pounded by a lot of them at Penn State. Hey, I tell you, we talked about all the experience on the Penn State team. Lou Holtz has 9 freshmen playing on the first and second teams.
Second down and 9. Berline rolls away. Now he's got some time. Throws back the other way to Mark Green, and Green will go to the 40, and that's all. And that's a sure tackle by Gary Wilkerson, a sophomore from Sutherland, Virginia, for the Lions.
Boy, that was an outstanding play by Berline that time. He now ranks at the top of virtually every Notre Dame passing record. You could see that time he got into a little bit of trouble. He got those big size 14s, though, out of the way in a hurry, readjusted, started to go back to the right after avoiding 2 tacklers, and finally threw back and made the completion. Nice
now
adjustment.
Looking at 3rd down and 5. They've got 3 wide people. Lions are coming. Passes away. Brown's got it. First down to the 30. Marcus Henderson and Duffy Cobbs on the tackle for Penn State. You don't think that Brown isn't a gifted athlete?
Well, I want to tell you, that ball was drilled, too. Now, watch the white shirts now, Penn State. See, the linebackers are coming. Ordinarily, you'd be in a man defense if there's a blitz on. Instead, they stayed with the zone, and Penn State just picked up the blitz and threw a quick pass out to the flats to Tim Brown. Nice adjustment by Notre Dame.
Irish first down at the Nittany Lions 30. Anthony Johnson's in the backfield. Give it up front to Banks, the fullback. And Banks will have 4 yards on the carry.
Banks is one of those freshmen we were talking about. He was one of the top 100 athletes recruited nationally last year. Obviously a high school All-American. He's a tough kid who also plays linebacker, or played linebacker in high school. Rushed for 391 yards in 1 game last season, so he's talented.
This could be the last play of the first quarter with Penn State leading 7-0. Brown is out. Ward is in. Milt Jackson comes wide with Ward to the bottom of the picture. This is Johnson. Gets around the corner. Got a heck of a block from Jackson. Turned the corner, and he got it just over the 20, and it looks like another first down for the Irish as the first quarter ends. Penn State leading it 7-0. Into the number 2 position. Doesn't matter a whole lot to Joe Paterno right now where the rankings are. He wants to win the football game, and his team's getting some pressure. Tim Brown is back in for the Irish, and you got movement along the front by Notre Dame. They lost concentration, and it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Well, once again, now, Penn State hurts itself with a penalty. Notre Dame hurts itself with a penalty. 2 things I want you to look at here. Number 1 is the turnover. The turnover was the fumble after Notre Dame had driven down the field against Penn State and was in scoring position. Number 2, the penalties. Penn State has 2 penalties. Notre Dame has 2 penalties, but Notre Dame's was costly. It was on a 97-yard kickoff return by Tim Brown. They had to pull it back.
Republicans back to the 24, first down and 15. Berline throws one to the sidelines, and the pass is caught by Mark Green, swinging out of the backfield, and he gets it back to near the 20-yard line. So it'll be second down and about 11. Just starting the second quarter of play.
Snowed on Thursday. We had about 3 or 4 inches, but the field is in outstanding condition. Was down there just prior to the game, and it's solid, it's holding, it's not wet at all. They had a tarp on it, got all the snow off.
Second down. Little more than 11. Play action to Johnson. Berline's pass is away. Pass is complete to Johnson coming out of the backfield, and Anthony is dropped just short of the 15-yard line. So it'll be third down for the Irish and about 6 yards. Play coming in from the sideline. Johnson is out. Green is in for the Irish. Berline has now hit 5 straight passes. Nose of the ball is just short of the 15. They've got to go close to the 9, just short of the 9. So they need 6 yards on third down. Got some blocking out there for Banks. Banks has got the first down inside the 10 at about the 7.
This play is set up so well. Shane Conlon, the outside linebacker, was coming from the left side. Berline just sat in there, looked to the right, and finally pump fake to set up the screen on the left side. Then he gets it out to Braxton Banks. This is just a freshman, Banks. He's playing like a senior. He'll be 19 years old next week. He's young. He's just learning, but his dad played college ball. He's hard-nosed. He gives it every little bit of power he's got in his body.
Cornell Taylor is back in now at fullback, or in for the first time today at fullback. They give the ball to Green. Green over the left side and gets to the 4. So Mark Green, a sophomore out of Riverside, California, moves from the 7 to the 4, and it's second down and goal for the Irish.
Ran the triple option that time. It looked like he was going to fake and run it around the corner. You know, the first time Berline successfully executed the option last spring, Lou Holtz collapsed in mock disbelief. That's not easy to get those big feet around the corner, he said.
Total wishbone set. It's a power eye set they're working out of as Berline turns and hands the ball to Anthony Johnson, and Johnson is hit right about the line of scrimmage, and it'll be third down and goal. I don't believe you're going to power it up the middle against Penn State down in this neighborhood.
No, but the concept is sound. They're powering it right now. They've got the option set. Whether it's a wishbone or a power eye formation, it doesn't make any difference. They still have the availability of the triple option, and as long as they run that up the middle once or twice, you can set up the corner now. They've got the wide side of the field here. They can run that option to get out and option the outside linebacker.
From the 4, third and goal with Mark Green in at tailback, and Tim Brown is back in the backfield as well. And Berline to throw it. He's got nobody to throw it to. Now he unloads it at the goal line, and it is out of the hands of Tim Brown, as Brown had the ball slapped away by Marcus Henderson, and John Carney will come on the field with a kicking tee. It was Henderson who made the play on the goal line.
I'm not so sure it was Henderson as much as it was Brown. Watch Brown now. The ball hits him high on the jersey, right by the shoulder pads, and bounces off. Actually hit him in the hands and bounced off. And he just dropped the football, and out of frustration he turns now. Henderson did put some pressure on and made the contact from the behind.
Carney for the field goal from 20 yards. He got it at 12:29 to go in the first half. The Irish get on the board. It is now Penn State leading 7-3.
Why you bothering me, boy? Are you crazy?
I'm a chicken hawk and you're a chicken. Are you coming quietly or do I have to muss you up?
You're going at it all wrong, son. You gotta go to Kentucky Fried Chicken if you want to catch America's favorite chicken. It's a great place to get a great meal. No one makes tender, juicy chicken like the Colonel. It's finger-licking good. Here, son, let me give you a lift.
We do chicken right.
They say it takes a big computer company to build a big computer. Sure.
Who else?
But Goodyear said, "Wanna bet?" and built a supercomputer for NASA. Goodyear did?
Yeah, the aerospace group.
Goodyear's computer can add or subtract 6.5 billion times a second. It's one of the world's fastest computers. See what you can do when you don't listen to what they say. Goodyear.
Notre Dame went 85 yards for that 3 points using 18 plays and 8 minutes, 25 seconds to go 85 yards.
And in the third period, Oklahoma 14, Colorado 0.
Again, in case you missed it, the Michigan Wolverines, number 2 in last week's polls, upset by Minnesota today at Ann Arbor, 20-17. Number 49's Jim Coates, Blair Thomas, 32. John Carney, who just kicked the field goal. He is the leading field goal career kicker at Notre Dame. He will knock it away. Ball hangs up, and Thomas takes it on the 15-yard line. Very fast. And a strong run back by Blair Thomas gives Penn State the football first down near their 45.
Well, I tell you what, that's some awfully quick feet. He's got 4.3 speed. He commands your attention. You talk about quick. Look at this. Now watch the move he puts on here. Finally gets his feet back under him and turns it to the outside. He is some kind of quick. He could hit the light switch and be in bed before it's dark.
David Clark will be the tailback with Tim Manoa in at fullback now, but they come out in a split back alignment. And Hamilton goes in motion. From the 45, it's Manoa, the fullback, and he is jumped on by number 27, George Streeter, a sophomore out of Chicago, and there's a loss of a yard on the play. San Francisco 49ers and the Washington Redskins. Monday Night Football here on ABC. Joe Montana back from his back injury and playing for the 49ers, and the Redskins, of course, still in the hunt in the Eastern Conference, the Eastern Division of the National Conference. Second down, 11. Schaefer to throw it. Gets some pressure. Thrown down. Back of the line of scrimmage. It was almost a face mask grab by Mike Griffin, but Mike turned it loose in time and got his big arm on the quarterback and took him down all the way back at the 35.
Boy, that's just individual effort. Watch Griffin now. Just fights his way through the entire time. Fights, pressures his way through, and finally just makes the hit. He gave Radicek everything he could handle that time. It was just one-on-one and drove him back into the backfield until he was back there with Schaefer.
Loss of 10 yards, back to the 35. Third down and 20 for Penn State. Lions are leading the Irish 7-3 with 11 minutes to go in the first half. And carrying the ball, David Clark. And Clark is up to the 43, where the marker shows fourth down, and the Penn State punting team comes on. Second punt of the game. John Bruner's first kick today was 35 yards. Troy Wilson is the deep man for the Irish. No pressure. Wilson goes to the sidelines and gets it back to the 26. Yep, that kind of a day. Cold in South Bend, Indiana. Timeout, Penn State 7, Notre Dame 3. First half. Notre Dame's football at the 25. Vice President George Bush watching the game today here at Notre Dame Stadium as a guest of Reverend Theodore Hesburgh, who incidentally has retired as president of the university, replaced by a man many of you remember. Monk Malloy played basketball here. Monk is now the president of this great old university. Al Trautwig will be talking to both Father Hesburgh and the vice president at halftime. Notre Dame calling a timeout here as Berline did not like the circumstance. George Bush with Father Hesburgh and Reverend Edward Monk Malloy, the incoming president. That change in leadership at the university takes effect at the end of the spring term. In effect, here on, it's the wrapping up process for the 10. All right, first down. From the 25. Looked like he came to the sidelines to get his play, and either the plan was to try to entice Penn State to jump or to test their discipline, or else he checked off on that long count, gave the ball to Pernell Taylor, and Taylor picked up 5 yards.
Notre Dame has to be encouraged. Lou Holtz has to be encouraged by the fact that every time the Irish have had the football, they have moved effectively. Anytime you can pick up 5 yards on a first down play like that, you're in good shape.
This is Johnson, and he's got a first down for the Irish up close to the 37. Yes, but they had that long. They had the turnover to stop their first march. They took over 8 minutes where they got their score and still only got 3.
And they also had the clipping penalty that called back a 97-yard touchdown run by Tim Brown.
First down from the 37. Inside to Monahan, the fullback. And Monahan will have close to 3 yards on the carry, wrestled down by Mike Russo, number 67. Brown checks back in. Ward comes out. A change for the Irish. Old scouts all over the place. Of course, most of them, I think, are here looking at Penn State. You don't need to look at Penn State. They're a bold team. Some of them, I'm sure, have Notre Dame in mind if the Irish would pull off the upset. The pass is thrown and dropped by Anthony Johnson. I don't know, it looked like he might have lost footing a little bit, but he was certainly open, and the pass was not badly thrown.
No, it wasn't badly thrown. Again, Berline didn't have to rush the pass, though. He could have waited until Johnson set, came back, and made his pivot and got under control. Johnson may have been shocked that the ball was there so quickly. When he turned, the ball was there and his feet were gone.
Third down and 7. Jackson, and he caught it. Rolling to the turf in front of Duffy Cobbs. Milt Jackson makes the catch. Notre Dame has a first down at the Penn State 43.
Boy, that's a fine catch, too. You see him working on Duffy Cobbs, number 16, and takes him to the inside. Now has 2 steps. The ball is a little bit behind him, but he still goes down and makes the grab low. We didn't know if he had it until he rolled over once. Milt Jackson, fine catch, first down Irish.
Oklahoma defeats Colorado 28-0. And they head next week for Lincoln, Nebraska against the Cornhuskers. That takes Colorado out of the title hunt in the Big 8. This is Mark Green. And again, there's a hole over the left side and close to a 5-yard pickup on the first down play.
Notre Dame had a week off in October and had a tremendous effect on this team. The coaches had a chance to take a breath, look at the team, reevaluate, reestablish fundamentals, the basics, confidence, health improved, and the linemen are now blocking much better.
And Lou Holtz told them very simply, fellas, the wrench due. Second down and 5. Alonzo Jefferson into the ball game for the first time, tries it over the left side, and just runs into a wall in the form of number 90, Pete Giftopoulos, a 235-pound junior linebacker from Hamilton, Ontario. Jefferson very quickly is out of there. Third and 5. At a half, close to 6. Pass caught by Brown. First down, Notre Dame, Penn State 22. Caught it in front of Ray Isom. Brown, great leaper, is 6'2", 190. Isom 5'9".
This is the coverage now. This is the coach's film. This is what they're looking at. It's a basic zone defense, almost a combination. Looks like some man coverage underneath. But the bottom line is down deep it was a zone. Now watch this. The key to an outstanding receiver is not necessarily speed, but it's eyes. It's being able to find the open area. Oftentimes you don't outrun the coverage. You just move to where they aren't. That time Brown went up high and made the catch.
Johnson back in at tailback. Burline gives the ball to Brown coming around the other way, and Penn State played it pretty well. As Brown cut it back inside against the cover man Ray Isom and Gary Wilkerson. Isom, number 22, stayed at home on that side of the field, the free safety. Burline, incidentally, on third down calls, 6 out of 7 for 6 first down. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. Penn State leading 7-3. The Irish second down and 5. Ball at the Penn State 17-yard line. Mark Green is the tailback. Monahan is the fullback. Option it out to Mark Green, and a bad pitch by Burline. And Green has to cover it back up around the 21-yard line.
That's the option we talked about. The option that they've been setting up with the power blasts, the triple option. That time, again, he saw the pressure. It was the perfect read. The corner was taken away from Burline, so he tried to get it out to the pitch man, but rushed it again. For some reason, he's rushing everything he does, the passes and the pitches.
Is thrown underneath, thrown hard, and Monahan can't reel it in. And it'll bring up fourth down, and Carney starts on the field with a kicking tee. Carney hit a 20-yard field goal for the Irish first score. And now at 4 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the first half, he's going to try another one, and this one a little bigger. The ball's going to be spotted at the 28. So it's a 38-yard try. Burline's the holder. It's good. So Carney is 2 for 2 in field goals from 20 and 38, and it's now a 7-6 ball game. On all 3 possessions, but all they've got to show for it. 2 field goals. The other was a turnover, off which Penn State took the ball and drove it 78 yards to the touchdown.
The positive side of that, Keith, is that the kicking game for Notre Dame, which was poor early in the season, has improved somewhat. Remember, Carney missed a field goal. They could have beaten Michigan. They had a kick return on them against Alabama. Ned Bolfar's been named captain of the special teams, and now some pride.
Coates and Thomas deep for Penn State. It's a low driving kick. It hangs up for Thomas at the 9. And comes back to the 30. So Penn State, at 4:44 to go, gets the ball first down at their own 30-yard line at halftime. One of the features you'll get a kick out of is Indiana Al on the hunt for the Nittany Lion. Nittany Lion is doing some scouting of his own right now. E.J. Dozier in the backfield now with Tim Manoa. Smith has not returned. That's hurting the ankle. Schaefer's pass thrown underneath to the fullback Manoa. And he's going to be marked just short of the 39-yard line. So it'll be close to a 2-yard lead on second down. There are the top 10 scores. Second down, 2. This is Dozier. Almost broken. First down for the nifty Lions, just over midfield.
Well, I tell you what, if it's not for Darryl Gordon, he's gone too. They faked the blitz, Notre Dame did. They went with a quick opener, Penn State did with Dozier. Now look, see the tackle right there by 38, Darryl Gordon just barely got his foot. Other way, Dozier scores.
Just over midfield, first down for the Lions. Penn State's 5th first down. Notre Dame with 12 so far in this first half. This is Manoa. What was his number? 77 had a clean shot at him and just didn't get a hold of him. And as a result, the big fullback turns it back in there for almost a 5-yard pickup. Next Saturday, CFA football, 3 o'clock Eastern time, and we don't know the game at this point. That decision will be made over the weekend, depending on what happens today. Schaefer back on second down. Put the ball away, though. Cedric Figueroa was reaching for the man and the ball, trying to strip it. And Schaefer quickly tucked it away and kept possession. So it'll be third down at about 2.
Boy, this is fun. Both teams are playing very basic football. A lot of zone coverages, not a lot of complicated man-to-man defenses or combinations. It's just power football up front.
Charge, slowed him down, turned him back, and the pursuit got him. Dave Butler, number 37, and Kovalevsky, 49.
Kovalevsky reacts quickly. Look at this. No false steps. Immediately follows the football. Skates down the line of scrimmage. Comes up and makes contact. But, Keith, you were right. It was not only Kovalevsky. The play was made by Figueroa, who had containment and turned Dozier back inside to where Kovalevsky was.
And Bruno is in to punt for Penn State on 4th down and 4. Pressure, shoots it for the sidelines. Wilson comes over to cover it. The ball's rolling around, and it hit one of the Notre Dame players, and Wilson had to dive on it. Marv Spence, a cornerback, coming down the line, had the ball ricochet off his legs, and Troy Wilson had to cover it back inside the 10. Pretty close. All right, the Irish have the ball, first down at the 6. With Hanks and Johnson in that wishbone setup. Ball goes to Tim Brown. He's around the corner. He's got a first down as he's up to the 22-yard line. Well, like we said early on today, back in the pregame show, it's a man of many talents, deservingly ranked among the likes of Lou Jack, Lettner, and Horning.
Well, he is a throwback in time, stating the obvious by saying he's a magnificent athlete, but just look at his feet, the way he reacts to pressure. Averages 15 yards every time he touches the football.
Mark Green is now in the backfield. But it's Brown carrying. And down at the line of scrimmage. Bob White, the hit for Penn State, and Tim Brown comes up hot about it. Referee John Garvey takes a little time here. I think he wants to talk a little bit to the troops. And now he nails Penn State with a penalty flag. It's a wrong time to say something.
Isn't that the truth? And with an experienced team like Penn State, you wouldn't expect to see them lose composure like that. Critical error. This is a defense that has not given up a rushing touchdown in 18 quarters.
Joe wants to know what it was about.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. First down.
And that puts Notre Dame now with 1 minute and 28 seconds to play out at the 36.
Well, let's take a look and see what happens here.
Well, Brown was mad when he got up from it in the first place, and then whatever followed. Berline will take it out of bounds.
Berline carries it out of bounds.
Ball is resting right near the 37, where it's second down and still about 10 as the play comes in from the sidelines. And you've got 1 minute and 10 to go in the first half. Tim Brown has come way wide out here early by himself as a wide receiver. Conlon coming up the middle, gets him, ball rolls toward the sidelines. Penn State looks like they may have it. They do. Kirkendall recovers the ball. Shane Conlon and Trey Bauer, the two linebackers, were both coming on the snap. Conlon found the crease and got through and knocked the ball out of Berline's hand.
Trey Bauer, 35, coming on the inside now. There was pressure coming every which way. 31 is Shane Conlon. He came through cleanly. And you can see, it looked like he was trying to release the football. But the ball was not above his shoulders. It wasn't going forward. It was not a pass. It's a good call fumble. Shane Conlon came through like a jet. Just knocked it out of his hands and stripped it clean. Now it's Penn State that has a shot to score.
And instead of Notre Dame looking for a big play to get down the field, it is Penn State sitting here with an opportunity to put some points up as Blair Thomas is at tailback. And Thomas has the ball. And he moves it for 5-6 yards down to the 19. Asamomenka loosening up on the sidelines. Time remaining 50 seconds. Second down and 5. First man, Manoa pops it through the middle, inside the 10 to the 9. First and goal, Penn State. You give them opportunity, and they'll take you to the bank.
Nobody capitalizes on mistakes quicker or better than Penn State. Plus 16, giveaway, takeaway. They average 2 takeaways every game, and oftentimes they turn it into points.
Penn State with 2 timeouts remaining. The Irish have 2, but Penn State is the team in position to put some points up right now with 39 seconds to play. First and goal, Lions at the Irish 9. Manoa. Boy, he's waxing there with some authority, doesn't he? He's down to the 6.
He's got the weight to do it. He's 227 pounds, has good speed, too. Breakaway speed. He's already had a 51-yard touchdown run earlier this year.
Penn State with a timeout. They have 1 remaining.
Joe Paterno says that Manoa is one of the strongest, physically strong fullbacks Penn State has ever had. Boy, we said at the top of the show, Keith, that it was paramount for Notre Dame not to turn the ball over. And we said the key character in the success or failure of Notre Dame would be Steve Berline. And thus far, he's put the ball on the ground twice.
You want them all over? No, that's all right. No, it's not being Ari's secondary to field. Ari's secondary to field.
Well, Lou Holt said it pretty well yesterday in our conversation with him. He said Penn State doesn't need any help.
Well, that's right. They only have to play up to their potential, play up to their abilities, play within themselves.
It'll be second down and goal from the 6-yard line. And B.J. Dozier is on the field in a flanker position. Dozier's got it going right. And they stop him short of the goal line. It looked like he might have enough room, but Wes Pritchett, a junior from Atlanta, Georgia, got the first hit on him, and they stop him at the 2.
Little misdirection. See the fake to Manoa. Now here comes Dozier on the reverse. But watch number 34. He saves the touchdown. See him in the blue, makes the contact, and takes him down at the 2-yard line.
Penn State calling timeout again. That is their last one with 24 seconds. So now they're obviously going to try to score the touchdown from the 2-yard line, but they will not have a timeout to work with. And Massimo Manca, if he gets the call and if he makes a kick here for the 3-point, that will make him the all-time kick scorer for Penn State. Even I guess he's tied to a point after would make him the all-time kick scorer.
Keith, this is the part of the game that Penn State has worked so hard on. It's really upset Joe Paterno that they've been inside the 25 and squandered so many opportunities lately. But the reduction in Penn State touchdown production has helped Manca. He's gone from 3 for 9 early in the year to 11 of 20, which is still not great, but it's encouraging. 8 of his last 11, he's had more opportunities when the offense hadn't been able to push it in.
Okay, we've got Dozier. We've got Thomas, and we've got Manoa. So that normally means power I. Nope, they put Thomas up into a flanker spot. 3rd and goal. Schaefer's got it. Throws it in the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for 88. Pomfret. Paul Pomfret, the tight end, and the ball bounced in front of him as Schaefer was unable to deliver it on target, and now Manca comes into the game.
Boy, I tell you, it's a good fake, and they had Pomfret. 88, see him at the top of your screen. He's open right now. There's nobody even near him. He just poorly throws the ball because Cedric Figueroa was right in his face, putting the pressure on him. He had to almost sidearm it. The ball was thrown very poorly.
A 19-yard field goal try. It's good. So he's the all-time kick scorer at Penn State. 10-6 ball game, and here are the campuses. Deep man, he had a 97-yard return for a touchdown, wiped out by a clipping penalty back in the first quarter. Penn State leading 10-6. The Irish have 2 field goals. Penn State with a touchdown, and that 19-yarder by Massimo Manca. On the ground, picked up by Tom Monahan, the fullback. Monahan comes back to about the 40, and with 11 seconds, the Irish have 2 timeouts to work with, trailing by 4 in this first half. Michigan lost today to Minnesota. Oklahoma won over Colorado. And Penn State, ranked 3rd undefeated, leading here at South Bend 10-6. Now the Irish. Werline steps away from the pressure by White, throws it high, throwed a wounded goose into the crowd, incomplete. Brown was downfield. That leaves 5 seconds on the clock. Cold day, it's about 35 degrees now.
Keith, it's just as well the ball was overthrown. Shane Conlon was on the inside, and Marcus Henderson, the hero backer, the safety, was on the outside, so he threw it away. 5 seconds left. I think Notre Dame would be just as happy to get into the locker room trailing 10-6.
Well, 2 turnovers, and Penn State cashed them both. Yep, they're going to the clubhouse at 10-6 as Anthony Johnson carries the ball, and the first half is over. So after 30 minutes, Penn State like this at halftime.
Berline, 11 of 18, 109 yards. He's been fairly accurate, but he's put the ball on the ground twice.
They squib kick it, try to keep it away from Tim Brown. It's wobbled around on the ground some, and finally picked up and fumbled on a hard hit, but recovering is number 59, it looked like, Greg Hudson, a linebacker covering Corny Southall's fumble. Corny had trouble picking it up, never got it tucked away, and the ball comes flying out of the stack, and it's recovered by the Irish.
Well, it looks like it's tucked away here, but he's dancing around. He's having a tough time trying to find an opening. And Kurt Bernier, an outside linebacker, 41, just put his helmet on the football with a good stiff lick and knocked it loose.
So they lose about 10 yards on that ball flying back up the field, and Notre Dame will start just outside their own 17, trailing 10-6. It's Anthony Johnson and Tom Monahan lined up behind Steve Berline, the quarterback. A long count. Pitch it back to Johnson, the tailback. Johnson with a nice cut gets it out to the 22-yard line. Defensively, Giptopoulos leading the tacklers for Penn State. Conlon there. Conlon forced one fumble. For Notre Dame, the leading tacklers are Figaro and Kovalevsky, and the team stats at halftime are these.
Turnovers, too. Badly, at least they were costly turnovers for Notre Dame. It was Berline that put both of them on the ground, and both resulted in scores.
Second down and 6 for the Irish. And they stay with the tailback Johnson, and he'll have the 24. And it'll bring up third down as Bob White and Pete Giptopoulos grabbed him and held him at the 24. There was a lot of movement, a lot of jumping around defensively for both teams in the early going, the early possessions. But as time wore on in the first half, they just kind of geared it up and squared off with each other and pounded.
Last couple of weeks, Keith, it's been interesting to see how Lou Holtz has settled down. Not as many formations. He's gone back to the basics.
Third and a long 3. Berline wanting to throw, gets his pass off. He was under pressure from Bob White, number 34, threw the ball in the general area of Tim Brown, but well off the mark. And Notre Dame now will have to punt for the first time today. It'll be Dan Sorensen in punting. And he should hit it around the 15-yard line. Ray Isom and Jim Coates are the deep people for Penn State. No pressure, not a long kick, but it's high, and it forces a fair catch call by Coates. Ball comes falling out of the gray sky that looks like it may have some snow in it. 33 yards, but good hang time on it, and Penn State will take the ball, good field position at the 42. Here's Al Troutwig again with Digger Phelps.
That's right, Keith. You never know who you'll run into in the press box. Digger, a pretty good win for your team last night on the basketball floor against the team from Yugoslavia. How does your team look for this season?
I think we're going to be okay. Once we get Rivers back this week, it should be interesting, and I think as the year goes along, we'll get better. We'll miss the big front line players, but I think we got the quickness, maybe the press even this year.
Okay, let's watch this play, and we'll be back in a moment.
It's Manoa carrying the ball for Penn State, and apparently Steve Smith is gone for the day with an ankle sprain. Let's continue with Digger.
What kind of aspirations do you have for the upcoming season? How good can your team be?
David Rivers obviously is a key. He's the quarterback. He's our, so to speak, Jim McMahon. If you got a great one that can do things in game conditions, Rivers does that. And I think if we can rebound and if we can play some post defense, then I think we're going to be an exciting basketball team.
Thanks, Digger. Good luck this season. Keith?
Second down and 6. The ball is out near the 47 of Penn State. Go to DJ Dozier. And Dozier's second effort will get the ball to midfield, where it'll be third down and short. We'll see the Fighting Irish basketball team at Kansas against the Jayhawks during our coverage of college basketball here on ABC starting January 18th.
DJ Dozier's had a lot of injuries since his freshman year, mostly with his hamstring, but when he's healthy, he's as good as anybody, anywhere. Right now, he's got a troubled knee, but he's playing well.
Third and 2 for the Nittany Lions from midfield. Manoa going for the first down, and he's close. He's close. Wally Klein stood him up. The big Texan tried to hold him, so let's see where the mark is. I think they've marked him short. They may want to change here to make sure. No, it's a good foot short. Are they going to go? They're going to measure. I thought so.
Well, I Schaefer's request, and that's a fine move.
You bet. You need time to think about it. You need time to talk about it. Ask for the change. It's close enough. It's certainly justifiable. I remember a 1967 Gator Bowl game, I think it was 67, when Penn State gambled on a play like this around midfield against Florida State. And a game that they thought they had in hand got away, and he wound up 17-17 tie. Here's the sunset, and that's the first time anybody's seen the sun all day around here.
In 2 days.
They will punt. Not going to gamble here. Penn State leading 10-6. Troy Wilson goes back. And John Bruno's 4th punt of the day. He's yet to hit one 40 yards. Spins this one with a good tight spiral. Wilson has the ball. Should have let it go. And they knock him out short of the 10-yard line. Troy lost his position on the field. His tail tracker, it had to go into the end zone. He makes the catch after a 47-yard punt. First down. Braxton Banks and Anthony Johnson. But it's Banks, the lone remaining back. And he has the ball, and a very good offensive surge by the line gives him a hole, and he's going to pick up 6 yards on that carry.
Keith, again, though, it is a mental error by Notre Dame, which puts it backed up against its own goal line. Cardinal sin. As you look at it, Nebraska 70 points against Kansas. But a cardinal sin of the kicking game is never field a ball inside the 10-yard line. Wilson evidently thought the ball was going out of bounds, or he lost his position, and he just made the catch.
Second down and 4. Berline, little pop. Pass is caught by Anthony Johnson, and good for a first down up at the 21-yard line, brought down by Gary Wilkerson.
It's a flanker screen, just a 3-step drop, release the ball. Johnson, of course, another one of those runners out of the backfield. He's a freshman from South Penn, makes a move, tries to get to the outside. What he tried to do is he tried to sucker Wilkerson up and try to make him come inside, and then he was going to take him to the outside, one-on-one down the sideline.
It's first down, call it the 22 for Notre Dame. This is Green, and Green gets some daylight around the corner and picks up a first down as he moves it to the 37-yard line. Marcus Henderson finally got him out of bounds.
Just good individual rushing by this freshman. Here he comes now. Green turns it inside with a good cut. Got an outstanding block there from Sproul and also from Heffron. Turns that thing up, breaks the tackle, and finally the hero backer, or the safety, number 3, Marcus Henderson, had to knock him out of bounds.
You don't see many guys run through the arms of Trey Bauer, but he did just there. And Anthony Johnson checks back in at tailback. Bill Jackson and Tim Brown are wide to the bottom of the picture. Berline is back to throw it. Gets pressure. Gets it away. Down the middle. Jackson wide open. First down Notre Dame at the Penn State 13-yard line. Ray Ison saved the touchdown.
That ball was just drilled. Watch what Berline does to avoid the tackle here. Steps back inside the pocket and just drills it. Jackson had already beaten Henderson, the free safety, who didn't drop back, or the strong safety. Ison, the free safety, goes back and takes the deep middle. Watch this, though. The play's made by Berline. Berline steps inside the outside pressure. This is a 49-yard strike to Jackson. Perfectly thrown.
And it's first down at the Penn State 13. Out of the wishbone, the Irish. It's Johnson. The line of scrimmage, and that's about all as Ison rode him out.
Yeah, see, Ison's a little bit upset. He knows he was beaten on the last play. He's trying to make up for it now. But he comes up, he supports the run as quickly as any safety I've seen. Ison, 22, watch him come out of the right hand of your screen. Boy, I tell you what, that's good leg leverage. He had all the power and just took Johnson backwards.
Loss of a couple of yards on the play. 5th time that Notre Dame has been inside the Penn State 25. They only have 6 points. Berline's pass. Thrown to the outside. Tim Brown, touchdown.
upset. They're present here, partially because of Tim Brown. Now, there's nothing fancy about that, but they're in a zone coverage. See 3, Marcus Henderson, he's the safety. All right, now he tries to get to the deep outside. Jackson hesitates just for a minute by taking the inside route, and when they crossed, Tim Brown came free.
Kick by Carney is good. And for the first time today, Notre Dame has gone to the lead.
All right, Furlan's watching this now. Jackson, number 6, takes an inside route. Brown takes the outside. That made Marcus Henderson, number 3, just hesitate for a second. Enough for Brown to blow by him. And Tim Brown took it into the end zone.
It goes in the books as a 14-yard touchdown play. 9:41 to go, third quarter, 13-10, Irish. Joe Paterno, you see, has taken off the coat. He is really starting to prowl the sidelines as Notre Dame goes 92 yards to get the lead in the ball game. And Carney will now kick off to Penn State's Blair Thomas and Jim Coates.
See how matter-of-fact Tim Brown was when he got to the end zone. Lou says he doesn't like his players dancing in the end zone. He wants them to act like they've been there before. Boy, this whole stadium's rocking now.
Officially 92 yards. The ball was located between the 7 and 8 yard markers as the possession started. Bouncing kickoff. Coates finally at the 6. Got a hole. And Jim Coates getting the blocking on the far side of the field gives Penn State good field position for this answering procession all the way out around the 42-yard line.
You can tell a quality football team. It faces adversity, and it comes right back. This is Coach 49. Makes an outstanding cut to the outside here, and then picks up some blockers. Just follows his blockers. He's not trying to break it. He's just trying to get as much territory, as much yardage as he possibly can to let the offense take it up past the 40.
DJ Dozier is in the backfield with Tim Manoa. 13-10, the Irish have the lead for the first time in the game. It's Manoa. The big fullback pounds the ball to the 49 of Penn State.
This is all working on the safeties this time. Just gets the quick out pass to Brown. Brown just gets into the flat. Henderson's not there, 3 in time. And Tim Brown takes it in by himself.
Second down, call it 4. Dozier caught behind the line of scrimmage. Notre Dame defense laying its ears back now. Special teams burned some by that return. Penn State 6 first downs in the game compared to 18 by Notre Dame. The strong safety that time got the first hit on Dozier, George Streeter. They think he's going to be a good one, a 205-pound sophomore from Chicago, and we've got a Penn State man down on the field on the far side. It's number 57. That's Chris Conlon, the offensive right tackle.
Boy, Lou Holtz is the master of motivation. He's working overtime on the sidelines. Now he's talking to Kovaleski, but after the touchdown, he was one of the first ones out to greet the players as they were coming back to the sidelines.
But I told him yesterday if he was in mops and buckets, he'd be a multimillionaire. He's that good a salesman.
You're right. You're right.
BYU, third win of the year for them, and Northwestern beating Michigan State 24-21. That ends any chance that Michigan State would go to the Holiday Bowl. And now what Northwestern needs to do is to find a coach who can do the kind of work for them that Dave Cragthorpe has done up in Corvallis, Oregon, for Oregon State. Right, Keith?
Well, I think Francis Spade be a pretty good choice. Well, Francis has done a good job up there, but he's on record. He doesn't particularly want it. Third down and a long 4, about 4.5 for Penn State. And Schaefer to throw it. He wants Seiberling down the middle, can't find him. Throws instead for Roundtree, and there's a flag. Defending was Marv Spence. Interference on Spence.
Here it is again. Now you'll see him drive off. Watch 25 Spence come right at the contact here as the ball. Is it before? Well, that's awfully close. I don't know.
by the defense, spot foul, and a first down.
Could be a big call.
It is a big call, and I'll tell you what, too. He was right there almost at the same time as the football was. Awfully close call. Here's another angle now. See if Spence is touching the receiver before the ball. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hit him from the back.
Good call.
First down from the 45 for Penn State on the Notre Dame side of the field. Schaefer on first down looking to throw. Goes deep with it for Roundtree, and it is incomplete. This time Spence had the inside position and denied Roundtree.
Well, there's pushing and shoving down there, but that's incidental contact. Again, he has good position now. Look at this. This is Marv Spence, 25. He's got the inside, looking back for the football. Now, see the push right there by Roundtree? They wanted interference call. But that's incidental contact. That's a good no call. The other one was obvious after seeing the second replay. First replay didn't show us much.
It was not catchable. It was headed for the drummer, the man. Second down and 10. Manoa. 7 yards on that carry. He must be averaging 7 yards the way he's whacking in there.
Boy, he's tough, isn't he? His family lives in Hawaii. His brother Sam plays at Idaho State. He's a hotel management major and a very tough football player.
Take over catering. I don't think many people would be looking for a guy that size to complain about room service. Blair Thomas is the tailback now. Third down, 3.5. This is Thomas. Good pursuit outside. And they got him short of it. And number 37, Dave Butler, is the man. The first contact by Butler and just kept him headed toward the sidelines, and the rest of the folks came to help.
Boy, Wes Pritchett was first, Butler was second. They just kept stringing the play out and waiting for pursuit. Now, they say half the playing defense is wanting to. Right now, Notre Dame is fired up. They've got 11 guys running to the football on every play.
John Bruno is in to punt on 4th down and 3. Troy Wilson is deep. No pressure. Pooches it. And it hits a Notre Dame man in the back, and it's picked up. And up the sidelines comes the big return by Steve Lawrence. And Lawrence is all the way to the Penn State 30-yard line and a penalty flag. It was a 23-yard kick as Bruno was trying to kill it deep. It hit Lawrence in the back. And let's see about the call. It's a clip against Notre Dame. They lost a 97-yard touchdown because of a clip, but watch this now. It's going to hit Lawrence in the back. Steve turns around and nobody there. He takes off.
Boy, that's an alert play. He just took it down the sidelines. But what's even more impressive is the way he waits for Spence here to throw a block, cuts to the inside, sees not help there. Spence comes back and throws another block before he's taken back. See if we can find a clip in there. But there you see it hit Spence, and he just picks it up and then takes it down the sideline. Look at 25.
There's a clip.
That's Kovaleski, 49, and through the block top of the screen. They called that a clip. It was from behind. Outstanding return, though, by Lawrence. Nonetheless, it's a big play, and Notre Dame has the ball in Penn State territory at the 49.
51-yard return and a 15-yard penalty brings it back. But still, the Irish are setting on the Penn State side of the field at the 49 with 6 minutes and 46 seconds to play in the third quarter. The Irish leading 13-10. Anthony Johnson and Braxton Banks are in the backfield. Gives it to Johnson. The freshman, playing in his hometown, has got 7 yards on that carry. Mark Green comes in at tailback now. Lou Holtz and his staff shuffling people, keeping them fresh at that running back position. The ball bounces off the stack, trying to go around the corner, can't do it. Shane Conlon finally put him down, but it was Matt Johnson that hit him first and changed everything on the play.
Did you see Berline fold back and throw a block? Watch number 7, Berline, when he comes back and throws a block on 55, Tim Johnson. Here's the change of direction. See 55, that's Johnson in white. Here comes Berline, takes him down with a block. And then Henderson came up and made the tackle.
Next ball is just outside the Penn State goal.
Third down for Notre Dame and 6. Monahan is in at fullback. Jackson and Brown wide to the bottom of the picture. Berline lets it fly, and it is incomplete. Brown
incomplete.
on a post stopped to look for the ball, and it was well overthrown. So Sorensen comes on to punt. 5:18 to play, third quarter. Only the second punt of the day by Sorensen. 50% of his kicks have been downed inside the 20 this year. Ray Isom is the deep man for Penn State. No pressure. Isom, a fair catch call back at the 13, and here's a penalty flag. 32-yard punt. Let's see about the flag. Looks like it's going to be against Notre Dame. It is.
Five-yard penalty. Violation of the 2-yard restriction. First down.
They're saying he didn't give him enough room to make the catch. You got to give him 2 yards. Let's watch it. This is Isom now calling for the fair catch. Now you can't get within 2 yards of him. Oh, I don't know about that.
That's a little picky.
Oh, I think it's really picky. But you can run by the guy. You just can't come within 2 yards in front of him where it impedes his catch.
He's not in his vision, though.
No, that's right. Watch this. He's got plenty of room right here. He's already called for the fair catch.
He's running away from it.
Boy, I tell you what, that is a bad call. That's a bad call. Tim Grunhardt, 75, ran right by him and has every right to do so.
First down, Penn State up at the 18 instead of the 13. And here's DJ Dozier. He'll have it out around the 23.
Kentucky upset Florida.
Yep. Your old coach.
Yeah, Jerry Claiborne.
Second down and 6 for Penn State. Call it the 22. Darrell Giles is a wide receiver. Schaefer's pass underneath, tight end Seiberling, first down. Up around the 33-yard line, Steve Lawrence wrestles Seiberling down. Seiberling, big target, number 91, 6'7", 255. He just sort of glides around out there in the secondary, and first thing you know, he's got it for key yardage.
That's 11 catches for him in the last 2 weeks. You know, he's a Dean List civil engineering student, 3.7 grade point average, Rhodes Scholar candidate.
First down line. Dozier. Penalty flag as he goes down at the 35. Referee threw that one, James Garvey. Old Penn State.
That negates a pretty good run by Dozier. He's what I used to call a dash and duck runner. Great speed, unbelievable cuts. Even when you think you have a good shot at him, he spins, ducks, and dashes away.
Carrying your fingernails with him.
Many times. 56. Radicic, the center. See how his arm comes out?
Yeah, he's got him outside.
Reaches around him. That's holding.
Got to keep those hands inside. Slide those thumbs up under the shoulder pad.
That's illegal, but that's what's coached, and that's the way to do it.
Blair Thomas is the tailback now. First down. All located at the 22. Right at 20 yards. Give the ball to Thomas. He gets outside. And Kovalevsky, finally, with a little help, brings him down up around the 37 when it looked like Blair might have bust that one wide open. Marv Spence was the cornerback supporting on that side. And Thomas slow to get up.
Well, I tell you, he's a tough little guy, though. He wears contact lenses and wears a brace to protect the shoulder that pops in and out from time to time. Look at him, though. He's got 4.3 speed. That'll command your attention. And he also has great feet and outstanding vision. Here's Kovalevsky, the linebacker. Gets tangled up with the official there first. And finally avoids the rush and tries to get over and get to Blair Thomas.
It looks like when Spence came in,
Too late, but in the third quarter in Little Rock, quarterback Greg Thomas has just gone in from 8 yards out, and now the Hogs lead Texas A&M 14-7. A&M trying to wrap up the host berth in the Cotton Bowl. A victory today would clinch a share of the Southwest Conference title. They trail 14-7, Keith.
Blair Thomas got up and walked off the field. Seems to be all right. And Penn State is looking at second down and 6 with B.J. Dozier back in at tailback. Hamilton is the motion man. And they hand it up inside. And once again, the fullback, Manoa, moves the ball. He gets to the 40 and just over it.
Well, we've got an interesting battle going on in that corner back there. Ray Roundtree, the wide receiver for Penn State. Marv Spence, the cornerback on that side for Notre Dame, are having words after almost every play. They're still talking.
It's 3rd and 2.5. Schaefer to throw it. Down the middle, tight end, Seiberling, big play for Bryant. Rumbles inside the 40 to the 36. Spence came over to get him. Notre Dame is leading 13-10 with 2:38 to play in the third quarter.
Earlier in the year, Seiberling hurt his foot. He missed a game. His concentration and intensity were questioned, but now he is really producing. This is his 12th catch in the last couple of games. And look at him, 6'7", 253 pounds. He can ramble.
Schaefer on first down. Roundtree's wide open. Touchdown. Somebody blew the coverage that time because he was wide open.
It was Marv Spence, 25. Watch what happens now. These two guys have been having words. He leaves him right here. Spence is done. He's out of it. Roundtree is wide open. There's not a soul within 15 yards of him. Now all of a sudden, he comes clear, and Schaefer just puts it out there, and all of a sudden, it's touchdown is what it is, 37 yards.
And the Lions back to the lead with Manka in out of Kisner's hole for the extra point, and it's good. And at 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Lions go back to the lead by 4 points, 17-13.
Boy, never start talking with a guy unless you can back it up. Roundtree here, just say a little hitch fake. That put Marv Spence. Now, I'm not sure if Spence knew what coverage he was in, and I'm not sure it was his responsibility, but he sure did pull up into the flats, and nobody took the deep third. Steve Lawrence, 23, looked like he came over to cover the deep third, but he was late. Roundtree's open right now. See 23 to the left of your screen? That's Lawrence. Lawrence was nowhere around. 25 Spence hooked up in the flat and just stopped, and Roundtree just kept going down the sidelines for the touchdown. These are sometimes the toughest ones to catch when you're wide open like this. nobody around. Concentration breaks sometimes, but Roundtree pulled it in.
Like leading by a half lamp at India and starting to hear funny sounds.
Or giving a guy a 15-foot jump shot with nobody on you.
Yeah. 37-yard strike. Schaefer to Roundtree and the Nittany Lions. By 4. Tim Brown is deep now for the kickoff for the Irish. And Micah will put it in the air for Penn State. That is the longest touchdown reception for the Lions this year. They have one game left at home against Pitt.
Well, I tell you, Joe does some recruiting, doesn't he? He's got Manoa. His family lives in Hawaii. He's got Macca ready to kick off. His family lives in Sardinia, a little island off the coast of Italy.
Yeah, but Manoa's ties to Penn State came out of some residents in Pittsburgh at one time. Again, the squib kick. It's picked up by Braxton Banks, short. And he's back up across the 30-yard line. And they've got another scuffle here. And they're going to mark him. When he accepted the ball, apparently, he put his knee down. I saw him kind of go down, but they have called him down back at the 21-yard line. That's worth another look, because as he came up to accept the ball, I think, he put that knee down.
Well, and in a tight-fit game like this, too, you're going to moan and complain about every call. Here it is now. The ball is on the ground.
Well, now he accepted it with the knee down. Oh, well. It's the 21. First down for the Irish. Brown got a blocker in front. Jackson shakes one. And steps out of bounds up over the 30, about the 31. He's close to a first down.
Interesting call. They put two receivers to the same side, what you call twin receivers, and set up the flanker screen. All of a sudden, Brown comes out, stops, takes the screen, and he's got a blocker in front of him now. The blocker there is Jackson, number 6. See him? And anytime you can get Brown one-on-one, you're in an ideal situation. So it was an outstanding call by Notre Dame, and they picked up, well, maybe what, 9.5, just short of a first down.
Brown's caught 7 balls today for 82 yards. And lost a 97-yard touchdown return on a kickoff because of clipping. This is Braxton Banks carrying, and he has the first down as he crosses the 35. And now Al Trotway.
Keith just checked in with the training staff of Penn State. Blair Thomas seems to be fine, but there could be another problem. Center Keith Radishik, the senior, has really hurt his left foot. Came off the field grimacing. They've got it iced up. I believe someone stepped on it. He's in an awful lot of pain and may not be a factor for a while until that ice takes effect on the foot. In the meantime, I'm noticing an awful lot of petty hitting away from the ball that you may not be seeing. An awful lot of extra punches being thrown. Up to you.
On first down, it comes back to Anthony Johnson, who has no place to go and will lose a half a yard as Don Graham strung him out. And then Shane Conlon put him down.
That's part of the fun of these big games now. That's part of the fun of these big games. You want to get in as many hits as you can. You want to establish territorial rights. Look at this. He's telling that hero back, Tim Brown is 81, that this is my territory. You're going to get that in all big games. That's fun. That's away from the football. You're just trying to establish territorial rights.
Ain't much fun when you're the hittee, though.
Henderson will come back and get him.
Second down, 11. Berline getting the heat, running away from it. Throws his pass, and it is incomplete as Johnson, the intended receiver, down in front of Cobbs, had slipped and fallen.
A lot of the pressure came from the inside and then the backside. Watch this. You see two men come free. One's Shane Conlon, 31 back out there. Now here comes big old number 90. That's Giftopoulos, the inside linebacker, and almost got him. But Berline has really improved his ability to get away from tacklers. He's improved the quickness of his feet and his mobility, and he threw the ball away nicely.
And it's third down and still about 11. Trying to set up the screen and pressure on him. Number 53, Don Graham, was all over Berline, and he did the smart thing. He threw it where nobody could catch it. And they'll have to punt. Penn State defense now, trying to take charge of the ball game. The Lions trying to take charge of the line of scrimmage. Ray Isom is deep for Penn State. Along with Jim Coates, they send two back. And Sorensen's 2 punts today have been 33 and 32. That's a low snap. And whistle before the kick.
That's a great play by 53 for Penn State, Don Graham. He stutter-stepped a couple of times, threw his arms up like he was going to penetrate and come across the line, and that was just enough to make Notre Dame jump.
Reggie Ward was the man called for that illegal procedure.
That's your guy right there, Don Graham. Threw his arms up, stutter-stepped like he was coming, like the ball had already been snapped. Ward jumped.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. 4th down.
4 don'ts of the kicking game. Don't be off sides. Don't let the ball be blocked. Don't let the ball hit the ground. Don't clip.
Good snap this time. Sorensen can't get it to spin for him. And Coates makes the catch and will be thrown down around the 44-yard line. So it's only a 27-yard punt by Sorensen. And Lou Holtz was moaning about his kicking game yesterday. This is what we have for you. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. 49ers out of the Western Conference against the Redskins in the Eastern Conference. Joe Montana is back. Jay Schrader's having a good year. When are they going to get Kelvin Bryant back in Washington?
KB is back. Played last week, played well, scored a touchdown.
He's fun to watch. Schaefer drops back to throw on 1st down. Throws again to Roundtree. Again, he's wide open, and the Notre Dame defender, Spence, had fallen down. And Roundtree was wide open.
Well, this time Spence did fall down. He wasn't beaten outright. He just fell when Roundtree made his cut. You'll see him go down. Well, you won't see him go down. Here's Roundtree to the left side of Spence. But the ball was there. If Roundtree had missed that one, shame on him.
So Schaefer
there he is,
Roundtree hooking up. And it's 1st down from the 32. This is Dozier. Big hole over the left side. And it's Cedric Figueroa getting his hand on a foot as he went by that kept him from going for more yardage.
Boy, Penn State is so methodical, Keith. They just keep coming at you.
Injury report as we go into the 4th quarter. Keith Radisick is back at center now for the Nittany Lions. And Schaefer, 4 for 4, 92 yards on his last 4 passes and a touchdown. Rod has taken control of it. And 2nd down, 1.5 yards at the Notre Dame 23. Gives the ball to Dozier. One man misses him. DJ has a 1st down inside the Notre Dame 15.
This is explosion. We told you, look at him. He comes through. He's just stopping and shopping all the way. Like a whirling dervish. And then once he's hit, he has a lot of power. Radisick, the center, right there in the middle of your screen. He's the guy that's been sitting out. But look at him get that block. Just lead the way up the middle.
Schaefer throws on 1st down. Down to the tight end, Siverly. Inside the 10. They bring him down at the 8. Incidentally, Wally Klein just ran off the field on the previous play, holding his right shoulder. He had trouble with a dislocation. That'll put Jeff Kuntz into the ball game. At that tackle spot, Kuntz has played very well of late. But they need Klein here. 6'9", 275. Ball from the 8, 2nd down and 4. Manoa to the 6. They'll need about 1.5 yards for a 1st down. 3rd down coming up.
Irish goal line.
Blair Thomas comes in. The 2nd tight end comes in. That's Pomfret. Probably line up in the power eye with Dozier and Manoa behind the quarterback. And Blair Thomas in that power or blocking position. They give it to Thomas instead, and he dives for the 1st down. So a I think everybody reads, including me, Dozier on the play, or at least the fullback. Instead, they give it to Thomas, and he slashes the right side, and they've got a 1st and goal.
This is a guy that averages 9 yards a carry. He's got good quickness. When you get down close, it's power football. They're in short yardage defense, so if he sees a gap, he's got to lunge forward. He did for the 1st down.
Ball is on the 3. Thomas again. About the 1. Penn State is leading 17-13. A touchdown here. Mighty big. Ball's on the 2.
The linebackers filled. Everything was at a standstill at the line of scrimmage.
Wally Klein is back in.
3rd and goal inside the
defensive tackle. 3rd and goal. Quarterback Schaefer, touchdown.
Penn State touchdown.
Offensive line. That time there was a surge. See all the white jerseys across the line? All the back has to do is follow them in, and that's what Schaefer did on the quarterback sneak. Just follow your lead. Push them in.
Kisner to hole and Blanket to kick. And it's good.
The kick is good.
With 11 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the game. The Nittany Lions lead by 11. Scrimmage. Next few minutes, I think you will find out.
John Schaefer, he's not overly talented. He's an overachiever and wins. In all of high school and all of college, in games that he started, he's only lost once.
Let's see now if Micah decides to kick the ball to Brown. He has not the last few times. He squibs it. If he does it again, they don't want Brown to get his hands on it. He's got it anyway. But he got a late start. And as he cut it back into the middle, he had some daylight, but was tripped up by a man, and he goes down at the 36.
Look at the rushing yards. Go across. Notre Dame, 105. Now, this is against a Penn State defense that gives up only 64 yards rushing a game and 10 points. They've beaten both with 13 points and 105 yards. But it was the offensive line of Penn State that seemed to take over on that last drive. And consequently, they lead 24-13. Penn State's offense now has 149 yards rushing, 149 yards passing. It is a balanced attack.
Wants to throw. Runs away from Bauer, but Bob White gets him and forces him out of bounds. Bauer came from the inside. White was waiting outside, and Berline had no place to go but out of bounds. The decision on the game that we'll present next Saturday afternoon will be made over the weekend, possibly as late as Monday. Yeah, we found the Nittany Lions.
And he looks to be in good shape.
One-handed push-up. Pernell Taylor is in at fullback now for Notre Dame on 2nd down and 15. Berline's pass thrown underneath to Dumas. Dumas has got a 1st down and then some. Fumbles the football. Scramble for it on the sidelines. Question, was it out of bounds? It was, I think.
I want to know who threw that block for Dumas over there. Just leveled somebody. It might have been Tim Brown. play action here. See the fake? Now he turns back and he'll look off his first receiver and come back across the middle. There is the play to Dumas. Now let's see who throws this block. There it is right there. It is Timmy Brown. Oh, what a block. I love that. That's on Trey Bauer, too, the linebacker.
Ball went out of bounds. Just at midfield where it's first down for the Irish. Penn State leading 24 to 13. Pitch comes back. And it's Anthony Johnson. Squaring his shoulders and heading north. And he picks up about 8 yards.
Boy, Penn State defensively is just so fundamentally sound. Make so very few mistakes. Everybody stays at home. They don't take play action. They don't run out of a play. Just do their job effectively.
Second down, 2.5. Nose tackle, Mike Russo. Looks like she's rooting to go to
defense, and a first down.
That gives the Irish the first down. 37-yard line. Berline's pass, good. To Jackson. Milt Jackson at the 20 to 19. And a first down for Notre Dame.
Boy, that was a strike. Schaefer's throwing the ball now with authority. Remember, he had shoulder surgery. Berline's throwing the ball with. He had shoulder surgery a year ago, April. And that thing is stronger now, and he's just drilling it with authority. He's more decisive. He's reading the coverage better. This is a zone coverage. Dangerous pass if everybody stops and comes and takes that hook area, but they weren't, and he just drilled it in there. Put it right in Jackson's number 6.
Put him on the 20. First down. Option it out. Goes to Mark Green, and Green is close to the 10. They mark him down on the 11. Old gray day in South Bend, Indiana. Time remaining in the ball game. Undefeated Penn State. Michigan lost today. 20 to 17 to Minnesota. Second and 1 for the Irish. Penn State 11. And the ball to Green. Green will have the first down, close to the 8-yard line. One of the things, if Notre Dame is able to stick it in the end zone, Timmy, they have to go too, I think, here.
Well, remember now, Maryland went for 2 twice last week in the fourth quarter and failed both times.
That's Mike Russo shaken up and down. But what does one mean?
Oh, I agree with you.
24-20.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you that Penn State is very tough. Watch Russo now in the middle of your screen. Keep an eye on him. He's still being driven out of there. Lands has got him 51. Looks like everybody just came down on top of his legs. Lanza drove him out of there pretty good, though, the center.
With the timeout, Lou Holtz has called his entire team to the sidelines. Talk to him. Mic'd up, walking around. Looks like he's all right. Tough guy.
Well, you can really see the improvement in Berline.
Anthony Johnson goes back now. At the tailback position, good reason for it. On first down plays, Johnson is, well, he's up around a 6.5-yard average. The last couple of times he's picked up 7 and 8. But the ball is on the 9. It's first and goal, Notre Dame. Ball goes to Tim Brown. Brown, 1, 2, and gets to about the 2-yard line before he is finally shoved out by Gary Wilkerson. saw a flag. So many people all over the sidelines, you can't see the corner. Personal foul, Penn State. Whoa. Is that a mistake?
Timmy Brown still wears old-fashioned high tops, which takes style points away from his 4.340 speed. But look at him. He gets through holes, doesn't offer his body up to the tackler. There's a late hit by number 31, Shane Conlon. Watch it again now. He's on the ground right now, and Conlon comes in and hits him on the ground and out of bounds.
And the ball goes to the 1. So with the penalty, personal foul, comes a first down. It's first and goal, Notre Dame at the Penn State 1. And is dispatched with a play. And the ball is now back near the 2. Second and goal. Officially it's the 1, but believe me, it's well over a yard away from the goal line. Brown knocked down back on the 10-yard line by Don Graham, number 53.
The two-point conversions. They stopped 2 last week. They get down by the goal line, get their backs, they raise their backs, and it just seems to make them play that much better. That's just great, outstanding effort by the entire defense, especially that man, Don Graham, 53. Came across, penetrated, kept containment, and made the tackle up high.
Again, Berline comes to the sideline to get the play from Lou Holtz. Lou's back was turned. He was so upset over the last one. They've got 9 seconds now to get the play off. Berline wants to throw, does throw. Brown, touchdown!
Lou Holtz up on a penalty keep. He wants to get them all back. He doesn't want to delay a game penalty. He's trying to get the team back to the sidelines. Pressure play. They knew they had to have a score. You can see him clear underneath is Timmy Brown. Or one-on-one on Trey Bauer. You don't want him on a linebacker because Brown can beat most backs. Put him on a linebacker, and he's virtually unstoppable. Again, it was the crossing pattern. Trey Bauer got tied up inside, not only with the crossing receiver, but with the official. And Brown used him as picks and came clear underneath.
Berline has to indicate to the official where he wants the ball. Now he's finally got that straightened out. They're definitely going for 2. There was mass confusion for a moment as people were coming on and off the field. So now I guess they've got it sorted out. And the clock is rolling. Going for 2. Wishbone. Brown is in the left side of that wishbone. Johnson and Taylor with him. It goes to Brown. Brown throws it back, and it is not intercepted by number 90, Giftopoulos, and they missed the 2-point try. Berline was trying to circle back behind. Brown did not throw the ball high enough, and Giftopoulos was waiting for it and picked it off.
This is 3 times in the last 2 weeks that Penn State has stopped a 2-point conversion try. Brown throws off balance, not much on it, and underthrows it.
Berline was behind him and open. He just didn't throw it far enough.
They put themselves in a position where they can make big plays. Giftopoulos may have Berline behind him, but he still has 5 yards. He's only 5 yards from the play. He never left and never went with the flow of the play. He stayed at home and he made the play.
Jim Coates, Blair Thomas are deep for the kickoff. 24-19 ball game, 7:37 to go in the game. Oh, line drive kick that rolls around. Get a late start by Coates. but he gets a hole coming up this side of the field, and once again, the Penn State kick return team does its job. They give the offense field position. Ball's up near the 32. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. Pressure now on the Notre Dame defense. Or if you look at it from the other side, the Penn State offense as DJ Dozier hammers away outside and crosses the 40 to the 41. He's about a yard short of the first down. He picked up 9 on the carry.
This is experience. This is vision. This is outstanding running ability. Gets to the corner, waits for the block, clears it, takes it inside, and then drives for the extra yardage. Talking with Joe Paterno before the ball game, and I said, Joe, the element's here. Everybody's talking about upset possibilities. Notre Dame's ready. He says, we wouldn't have it any other way. He says, we love to play in tight games. Those are the ones that are fun.
Second down and 1 for the Lions. Manoa for the first down. Just barely, but it appears he picked it up. Miami is playing tonight against Tulsa. You see that Michigan was defeated. Oklahoma won rather easily today. I don't know if it's easy or not, but 28-0. Look at the numbers that Nebraska put on for Kansas. And Arkansas beat Texas A&M 14-10. He got the first down, so they go to work now from the 42. And Schaefer getting some pressure, and they sack him back inside the 35 at the 34. And it's Cedric Figueroa and Robert Banks doing the job.
Figueroa or Banks, both of them are the catalyst. Here's Figueroa, 48. Watch him now. Takes the outside pressure. Sees Schaefer now stepping up in the pocket, so he comes and he gets down low. Banks takes him up top for the sack. Schaefer's been sacked 19 times this season.
Those of you who have been watching Arkansas, Texas A&M, welcome to South Penn. 5:45 to play in the game. Penn State leads 24-19 over Notre Dame. And this is Ray Roundtree on a reverse. Looked like he wanted to try to throw the ball, but the Irish defense didn't give him a chance. George Streeter and Dave Butler make the stop on him, and it brings up third down and long. The ball is right now marked at the 32-yard line. They've got to go across midfield to the 48 for Notre Dame to get their first down. So they need a lot. They need 20. Close to 21. And the clock rolls along. Both teams, 3 timeouts remaining. Number 23, Steve Lawrence, looks shaken up. He's the center fielder for the Irish secondary. Number 23. Schaefer back to throw on third down and 20. Gets his pass away. Caught by Eric Hamilton. First time Hamilton has seen the ball today. Makes the catch up at the 45, but that is well short of the first down. And so Penn State now will have to punt. This old stadium is rattling with the fervor of the crowd. Troy Wilson is the deep man, but there are 3 Notre Damers back there now. They don't want that ball bouncing around. Bruno's punt spins up into the wind and takes a Penn State roll, and he goes out of bounds just about the 15-yard line.
Penn State kicking away from Troy Wilson. Wilson had a return last week for 47 yards.
Ball first down at their own 15. Penn State, having fallen behind in the second half, 13-10, came back to take the lead by 11, 24-13. But now the Irish have scored, missed the 2-point try. And here we go. 4:19 to play in the game. Undefeated Penn State. They were in a tough one last week. They were a tough one again this week. They have become a target team. Berline pumps it, goes down the middle. Brown is there, fighting for the ball. Incomplete. There was double coverage. And it looked like Berline did not really have control of the ball as he let it fly. It was a wobbler. And there were two Penn Staters there, Marcus Henderson and Ray Isom.
He didn't have much time to throw either, because if he did, he would have looked off Tim Brown and would have hit number 89, Joel Williams, his tight end. Williams was down the right sideline all by himself.
And Williams has not seen the ball today. The Irish tight end has not had a ball. Second and 10. Sails into the crowd. Penn State defense trying to take control of the ball game now. The Irish had drives of 85 yards for a field goal, 92 yards for a touchdown.
Well, you talk about matchups again that time. Tim Brown was one-on-one with the linebacker, Gipopoulos, down about the 40-yard line.
Play in the ball game. Third and 10. Into coverage. Almost intercepted. Shane Conlon, number 31, had his hands on it, but couldn't come down with it after Wilkerson had knocked it loose, and it is 4th and 10. And Penn State should get good field position out of this.
They've got to think about going away from Tim Brown now. Use him as a decoy. Again, this is zone coverage, and they go down in the Brown area. This is Jackson this time, but they're both in the same area.
Excuse me, Timmy. Vince Phelan is in to punt. Phelan is a new figure in the ball game. Sorensen had 3 punts of 32, 33, and 27. Now Phelan is in to punt, and he roots it out to the 47-yard line, where it is taken by Jim Coates. And Coates is wrestled down at the 45. And so the Nittany Lions at the Notre Dame 44-yard line with a first down. That was only a 33-yard punt. And Lou Holtz said yesterday that his kicking game was not very good. It'll be 45-yard line possession on the Notre Dame side for Penn State. And they are now in position, leading by 5, to slam the door or come close to it. Dozier and Manoa behind Schaefer. Dozier, a yard. Mike Griffin, the nose tackle. Lanka has range. A three-pointer here could give Penn State an 8-point lead. Of course, a touchdown would make it really big. Second and 9. Dozier. Maybe another yard. Robert Banks, the tackle.
Robert Banks.
Outstanding tackle, too. Banks used to be an outside linebacker, now playing a down man, so what was good speed now becomes excellent speed for a down lineman, and he penetrated, came right down the line to make the tackle.
Third down.
Third and 8. Schaefer to throw it. Looks for Hamilton. Goes underneath. Short of the first down marker, and it's incomplete. Manoa, the fullback, couldn't pull it in. It is 4th down. No field goal here. Bruno will punt. So the Irish defense does its job. Troy Wilson is deep. Bruno will try to kick it to the sidelines and out of bounds. Goes straight right and goes out of bounds at the 20, where the Irish will have it. 2:29 to play in the football game.
The crowd comes to its feet. Notre Dame has all 3 timeouts remaining. 2:29 left. They've got to now utilize the clock. They have to be smart. They've got to think about the sidelines.
Well, they had 2 very erratic passes. In fact, all 3 passes last time were thrown into cover. Because Penn State is loading up on Tim Brown now. Berline steps away, gets it off, throws underneath. Anthony Johnson has it. Johnson still pounding, gets across the 40, out to the 42, and a first down. 22-yard pickup.
Notre Dame should think about the tight end, too. The tight end now, Williams, is coming clear a lot. Here it is again. We see the quickness, or the improved quickness, of Berline. He's not really that quick, but he has improved what he does have. Gets the ball out on a nice scramble pass to Johnson, who has a nice second effort.
To the sideline, very quickly, and a pickup across midfield to the Penn State 49 by Dumas, and he did not get out of bounds. And you see there's less than 2 minutes to play.
And Notre Dame takes one of its timeouts.
And Dumas is hurt. The man who caught the ball having trouble getting up. So there's timeout for the injured player, stopping the clock. Berline on second down, wants to throw, does, down the middle. Milt Jackson makes the catch, takes a lick from Ray Isom, but holds on, and it's first down inside the 35 of Penn State.
Now that's a great decision that time by Berline. He was watching 81 Tim Brown all the way. When Jackson comes clear right there, he hits him with the football. Isom makes a nice play on it as a defensive safety, but he had already made the catch.
From the 34, Berline on a roll, getting the pressure, gets his pass off. Pass is good. Caught by Monahan, the fullback. Monahan diving for the marker. Goes out of bounds, stopping the clock at 1:36 to play in the game. Question is, did he get to the marker? Don't think so.
He gets to the clock. That's just as important. Stops it at 1:36. Here it is again. Berline again showing some improved quickness. And gets the ball to Monahan. Monahan gets out of bounds and stops the clock. They're going to measure. There was a time when they said when Berline came around that corner, they could get called for delay of game. He was so slow, but he's improved that.
He's about a yard short of the first down. That's the first catch of the year by Monahan. First of the year for Tom. Second and 1. Berline's pass underneath. It's caught by Jackson at the 10, at the 6. Defends on the mark. It'll either be 6 or 7. First and goal, Notre Dame, 1:28 to play in the ball game. Shane Conlon brought him down. But here's where Penn State gets the backup. Here's where the Lions are double tough. It is just short of the 6. First and goal. Outside, Option Brown, caught, brought down, loss on the play to the 9. Ray Isom, number 22, makes the play for Penn State and a timeout call. Notre Dame has 1 timeout remaining. Berline is sacked back at the 20-yard line by Bob White, number 34. And Notre Dame calls another timeout.
Players that have been there before. 47 lettermen from last year that went undefeated and played for the national title. 15 fifth-year seniors. They don't get rattled, they get tough. White makes the inside penetration. Oh, I tell you what, that was decisive, too. He just ran by Byron Sproul. Look on the right side. White comes right around Sproul. 73. Leaves Sproul on the ground, and he takes Berline down for the sack. Bob White had a big weekend last week against the University of Maryland. Was in Dan Heading's face all night. Big, big play for Penn State.
They have not thrown to the tight end all day as Notre Dame. Berline back. Protection's pretty good. Down the middle. Williams, the tight end, on a post and didn't get it. Had it on his hands in front of Gary Wilkerson. Joel Williams couldn't quite pull it in.
Boy, you have that ball touch your hands, you've got to make the catch. We were talking about the tight end. We were saying how he was coming open, how they got to get to him. You see him here. He splits the seam. The pass is perfect. It's on his hands. He's got to make that catch.
Ball's right there on his hands. Not a thing in the world wrong with the pass. He just didn't catch it. It is 4th and goal from the 18. Pass thrown underneath, and Mark Green slips and goes down at the 13-yard line, and Penn State has turned them away. Well, Notre Dame had their chance, and they had their touchdown. Joel Williams just didn't hold the ball. Penn State takes over with 39 seconds to play. Notre Dame with no timeouts remaining, and for a second successive week, the Nittany Lions stand tall in the final moments.
It's poise, it's quality, experienced players. Again, this time Berline looks down the middle, instead comes back underneath the coverage, knowing now he has to have a big run, and the footing is gone. Berline, 24 of 39 for 311 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's a career high, and this game is in the books as the clock stops rolling now. Notre Dame cannot stop it, and Penn State will go to 10-0, and Joe Paterno will have win number 197. They have one game remaining against Pittsburgh at Beaver Stadium at home, and then it'll be up to a lot of folks. The Fiesta Bowl, the Citrus Bowl, Penn State. A lot of people to be involved in where the Lions will play their 12th game.
Joe Paterno has had 17 prior to this one, go 10-0. 5 finished the season undefeated.
The game is over, and it was a good one. We thought it would be, and it turned out to be. Penn State scored 10 points off 2 Notre Dame turnovers in the ball game, and that proved an ultimate difference. But what a marvelous defensive stand by the Nittany Lions for a second successive week. Joe Paterno gave them most of the week off from any kind of physical work because he said his team was tired from the season.